In the village of Ilembe, nestled among rolling hills and ancient plains, Naima and Lamech's love was the kind that inspired songs. Lamech was a celebrated hunter, known for his charm and skill, while Naima was known for her quiet strength and gentle spirit. Together, they were inseparable. On nights when the moon hung low, they would sit under the great baobab tree, whispering dreams of children, laughter, and a long, happy life. But fate had other plans. Unbeknownst to them, jealousy brewed in the heart of Amani, the chief's wife. Amani had long admired Lamech from afar, her passion festering like a wound. She had tried to win his affection before his marriage to Naima, but Lamech's heart belonged to another. That rejection had turned her desire into hatred, and she swore she would not be scorned. One fateful day, Lamech was summoned to the chief's compound. The chief, a towering man with a commanding presence, accused Lamech of dishonoring his family. "You dare to pursue my wife in secret?" the chief roared. Lamech was stunned, vehemently denying the accusation, but Amani's crocodile tears told another story. "I saw him, my husband," she sobbed, clutching the chief's arm. "He tried to seduce me by the river." The chief's fury was unrelenting. Without evidence or trial, he ordered his guards to take Lamech to the river and deal with him. That evening, the sun set blood-red over the Sereni plains as Lamech's cries were drowned by the rushing water. When Lamech didn't return home, Naima knew something was wrong. Days turned into weeks, and the whispers in the village grew louder. He must have run away, some said. Perhaps he angered the ancestors, others speculated. Naima clung to hope, but her world collapsed when Lamech's body was found near the river, his face unrecognizable. The official story was that Lamech had been killed by a crocodile during a hunt. But Naima, holding his broken spear and blood-stained necklace, felt a gnawing doubt. Why had he been near the river without his hunting party? Why had no one searched for him sooner? Overcome with grief, Naima retreated from the village, spending her days in silence and her nights beneath the baobab tree. It was there, on the anniversary of Lamech's death, that the whispers began. Naima. The voice was faint but unmistakable. She sat up, her breath hitching. Beneath the baobab, bathed in moonlight, stood a figure she recognized instantly. Lamech. His form shimmered like mist, and his eyes glowed with sorrow. "I cannot rest, Naima," he said, his voice cracking. "I was murdered." Naima's heart raced. Murdered? By who? Lamech hesitated, his form flickering. "The chief. He thought I betrayed him. He believed Amani's lies. They killed me to protect her honor." Naima felt the ground sway beneath her. Her grief turned to rage, and her love turned to resolve. "I will find the truth," she vowed. "I will make them pay." Naima's first step was to question the villagers, but her efforts were met with fear and silence. "Do not meddle in the affairs of the chief," warned an elder. "He holds the power of life and death." Determined, Naima sought out Lamech's old hunting companions. One of them, a man named Kofi, admitted that Lamech had been summoned to the chief's compound on the day of his death. "He told me he would be back before sunset," Kofi said, his voice low, "but he never returned." As Naima pressed on, strange things began to happen. One night she woke to find her garden uprooted and her hut marked with ash. Another night she heard whispers outside her window, voices telling her to leave the past buried. Each incident only strengthened her resolve. Naima visited Mama Jalea, a reclusive seer known for her visions. Mama Jalea lived at the edge of the village, her hut surrounded by protective charms. As Naima entered, the old woman's milky white eyes widened. "The spirits have been restless," she said. "They speak of betrayal and blood." Through a vision, Mama Jalea revealed the truth. Amani had lied to the chief, and the chief had ordered Lamech's death to protect his pride. "But beware," she warned. "The chief will not give up his throne without a fight." Naima gathered her evidence: Lamech's broken spear, the testimonies of Kofi and Mama Jalea, and the necklace she had found near the river. She presented it to the village council during a gathering under the baobab tree. "The chief is a murderer," she declared, her voice steady despite the gasps of the crowd. "He killed my husband to hide his wife's lies." The chief rose, his face a mask of fury. "You dare to accuse me?" he bellowed. "This is treason." But the villagers, emboldened by Naima's courage, began to murmur. "Why did Lamech die?" they asked. "Why were we told it was an accident?" Cornered, the chief denied everything, but Amani, overcome with guilt, broke down. "It's true," she sobbed. "I lied. Lamech was innocent." As the truth came to light, the skies darkened. Thunder rumbled, and a fierce wind swept through the village. The baobab's branches shook violently, as if the ancestors themselves were enraged. The villagers cried out, terrified. Lamech's ghost appeared once more, his form now blazing with light. "Justice has been served," he said, his voice echoing, "but the chief must atone for his sins." The chief, trembling, fell to his knees. "Forgive me," he cried. "I was blinded by rage." The ancestors, speaking through Lamech, decreed that the chief be exiled and stripped of his power. Amani, too, was banished, her name cursed for generations. Under the baobab tree, the villagers performed a sacred ritual to cleanse the village of its dark past. They sang songs of forgiveness, lit fires, and offered sacrifices to the ancestors. Naima led the ceremony, her voice strong and unwavering. As the ritual reached its climax, Lamech's ghost appeared one final time. His form was radiant, his sorrow replaced with peace. "Thank you, Naima," he said. "You have freed me." Tears streamed down Naima's face as Lamech's spirit ascended, disappearing into the night sky. The baobab glowed softly, a sign of the ancestors' blessing. Naima's courage transformed the village. She became a symbol of truth and justice, her name spoken with reverence for generations. Though she lived the rest of her life without Lamech, she found peace in knowing that she had honored his memory and restored balance to Alembe.